Dawson's Rentals.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here, coming at you with some Sentai Rider news as we got some new scans with some new fun information, not a whole lot of mind-blowing stuff, but some new fun stuff. Let's start off with King-ohger, as there's not necessarily a great deal with King-ohger. We get more looks at the next big coming combination where we have the big Kabuto mech going with it. We've gotten a few more looks in the past, but we got a couple more clear looks of the combo, which I personally really like. Some people are mixed on it and think it's a little bit messy, which it is, but I think it's one of the more put together ones. As I mentioned in a previous video, I'm more so worried about the toy, as the one with God Tarantula seems a little bit more messy in toy form, has a hard time standing, but in regards to the show, I think it actually looks pretty cool. It looks kind of like an organized mess. And with that also, there's some looks at stuff from the movie, including what's supposed to be, I guess, the first king of Shuga, which I think is pretty cool. You know, this is a movie we're not going to be able to see for us for a while, but maybe it'll have some cool lore beats. The Sentai movies usually aren't all that great, but maybe there'll be some interesting lore in the series where I'm quite interested in the lore. Then we have a few Geats things about the movie as well, as the Geats and King-ohger stuff are primarily about the movie. I mean, you just have a couple general pictures of like Geats 9 and then a picture of the main riders all in their default forms, which I think is from the movie, which is just kind of weird to see, because not like they have been totally avoiding them, but we're at a point in the series now where they all have power-ups they're favoring, so it just reminds me how funny it is sometimes when you watch the movie later and they're using forms you feel like you haven't seen in a while. But the primary thing is a look at our villain rider, which just recently made an appearance in the series. Like, I forgot that the movie was coming up because, you know, I'm starting to follow Rider stuff more again to cover it, but I've more so had my finger on the pulse of like Gotchard, kind of like taking it easy with Geats, so I wasn't really paying attention to it, and all of a sudden this person just shows up in the show. I'm like, who the hell is this now? But it's this character that's going to be in the movie, which is like a black repaint of the Geats 9 suit, which it looks really cool. I really like it a lot. I really want figure arts of both this and Geats 9's main form, and I think I saw something about an exclusive Henshin device for it, but we get a look at that in the movie. And then we get some more looks at Gotchard, which mostly there's not a whole lot of new information. I would say the only two sort of new things to talk about is this is more of our first official closer look at the belt and the way it works. We've seen a picture before, but it's pretty similar to that. You know, it just shows us kind of more of a flat belt. You got the cards on each side where you mix the two together, you know, the whole alchemy element. We get a look at the cards. The belt overall looks pretty good. As mentioned previously, I really like that this belt is kind of more sleek, not as bulky, because the card gimmick obviously isn't going to be as bulky. Honestly, if the sounds are pretty cool, the voice is cool, and it's not too sing-songy, I'm strongly considering picking it up because I think it looks pretty cool. It really does make me curious for the future, though, as I'm really curious like what the power-ups are going to look like with cards. Are they just going to be cards? Is there going to be some other attachments where you put other cards in, like a deck box? I don't know, that really fascinates me. And then we might have seen it before, but this is the first time I've seen the weapon, which is kind of like this arrow gun, which I imagine the card entry might feel similar to the DN driver. I actually kind of dig it. It's not my favorite, but it's got a really unique look that fits in with the vibe of the design. And then other than that, it's just kind of more shots of Gotchard. We see him fighting the Jamato, so I'm going to assume he's going to get his classic really awkward continuity introduction in the Geats movie. And his personality from some of the shots looks like he's going to be more fun, which makes sense, maybe a little bit of a difference from Geats, as I like to have the characters not be the same back-to-back. I just really hope he's not too annoying in this series. But that's about it, honestly. Just really quick update on a few Toku-related things. I'm pretty stoked to see Gotchard around the corner and the rest of Geats, and maybe some more info about the lore for King-ohger. But what are you guys looking forward to about these new scans? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Rider, signing out.